is true, right? The priest's celibate chastity is because the priest stands in the spousal relationship with the church, just as Christ. Right? It should all make us think the fact that Jesus Christ was celibate, right, in his one flesh union with the church. And so the priest himself is married to the church. That's why the priest does not take a wife of his own, because he is already in that relationship, already in a full relationship in spousal love. And so whereas married love reveals and expresses and shares in the faithful, fruitful, exclusive aspect of God's love, celibate love reveals, expresses, and shares in the universal aspect of God's love, a love that is not limited to any one person but is extended to everyone. And so by having both celibate and married lovers in the church, together we have a fuller and more complete expression of God's love for us and the witness that this is needed in the world. So this is why it's important to grow in our knowledge and love of chastity. John Paul II, our late Pope, spent a lot of his pontificate teaching on this, and it's now what we call the theology of the body. Right? I've seen this. It's people coming to know the theology of the body, the freedom of chaste love, that has brought about more conversions than anything else that I know of. This message of freedom. And there's a particular guy, a guy named Christopher West, who's taken the Pope's theology of the body and has worked it in a way to where it's accessible to just about anyone. And I highly recommend us to study Christopher West's work on the Holy Father and to appropriate this saving message. Because if we don't deepen our knowledge and love of chastity, we're going to get pushed around by all the lies that are out there. There is so much pressure out there in the culture to destroy chaste love. If we don't push back, we're going to get swept up into it. We're going to start believing the lies and be formed by the distorted views by TV and movies and the rest of the media. Now, to love as Jesus loves, the command is simple, but it is far from easy. St. Paul told us just now, we must undergo many hardships to enter the kingdom. And to love in a truly chaste way, so that we always reverence the other in his or her body, requires patience, persistence, dedication, sacrifice, a tremendous amount of grace, forgiveness, and a great trust in God and in each other. But love is not afraid of these things. In fact, love includes all of these things. Many people also have experienced some brokenness in their chastity, often before they realize how precious it is. And although this brokenness has always been part of the fallen human condition, the attacks on us now are much more intense and are hitting at a much younger age. To those who have experienced brokenness in chastity, let us remember the line we just heard from Revelation, from the mouth of the Lord himself. Behold, I make all things new. No matter what has happened, Jesus can make our chastity new. And through confession, prayer, and especially Holy Communion, the ultimate fulfillment of our eros, of communion with God, he can heal us. And so, seeking the intercession of St. Joseph, Mary's most chaste spouse, we too can ask for the grace to use the gift of our eros to love as Jesus loves. Chaste love is freedom. Chaste love is intense. It's powerful. It's passionate. It's beautiful. And it also brings with it the fruits of peace and a deep down joy. Jesus says, love one another as I have loved you. Kyrie.